with Matt Lindland, National Greco coach, and a couple days into practice, and guys looking good. And just talk a little bit about what's going on with World Team Camp.
Oh, well, we had our first 2 days. We did doubles the first 2 days. We put some volume in. We're going to start tapering a little bit next week because we're taking a team to the Pan Am Championships. But honestly, we're training through the Pan Ams. We're preparing for the Worlds.
There's a lot of new guys. I mean, I know there's some guys that were on the World Team last year, but there's a lot of new blood and a lot of new faces. I mean, just talk about some of these guys, some good young guys.
Oh man, we got so much talent right now at the top. But we need, I've said this before. We need to get more athletes training in Greco because the guys that are at the top need somebody right behind them, pushing them, trying to challenge them for their spot. That's what's going to keep getting us better. That's what's going to push us to the top of the world.
What are you trying to emphasize in practice? I mean, what's kind of been your theme the first couple of days?
Well, the theme here is, it's really about getting these guys, moving their feet, changing their tie-ups, and getting to the body. I mean, Greco's simple. It's the fundamentals. It's the most basic style of wrestling. If you can do Greco, you can do any style of wrestling. And really, we're focusing on the basics, which is what we need to do: is move our bodies, move our opponent's bodies, level change, and get to the hips and score.
You're just a few weeks into the job, but I know you and I know how competitive you are. I mean, you're looking to get guys ready to win medals in September. I mean, talk a little bit about that.
That's the plan. I mean, we do have a competition between now and September, and that's the Pan Am Championships in 2 weeks. But the plan in place is really to push through this, use that as a test, and see where we're at, see what adjustments we got to make individually. One of my big philosophies is that I treat all the athletes equal as far as dignity and respect, but I have to treat them all differently because they're all different athletes and they all have different qualities. Some guys are explosive, some guys are grinders. I mean, you just look at my team and you can say this guy doesn't need the same things that this other athlete needs. They all need different things. So I'm trying to develop some practice plans that everybody can get their needs met during the same practice plan. So we're incorporating some more individual time, especially next week. The first 2 days of camp, we're trying to build that base, just get on the mat, get the energy up, build some team cohesiveness, everybody working together. Today at the end of practice, what you saw was challenges. I had different weight categories on each mat. And it was about challenging, and what I saw was guys making adjustments. I wasn't coaching them. I wasn't telling them what to do. You have Elvis on top of you one time, he lifts you. You bring him on top of you again, you make an adjustment, he still scores. The third time, you figure out what he's doing and you make the adjustment, he doesn't score. And that's the kind of stuff that we need to do. We need to make those adjustments on our own. I mean, I can tell you all day long what kind of adjustments you need to make and what you need to fix, but you have to feel it so you can own those concepts, so you can own those principles.
Sure. I know another component of this camp is guys are 3 weeks out from the Phase 2 World Team Trials. Talk a little bit about that process. I mean, there's 2 more spots to be determined.
This is a little bit weird year because we've never done this before. Had 2 separate weight categories, not a part of the team. So, I've got 2 guys that are going to the Pan Ams, and those are the guys that I'm going to focus on during this camp, sure, along with my 6 guys that are on the World Team. They were 3 weeks out. They took a week and a half off, and it's time to get back to work. I mean, we're on a mission. We're on a mission, and that mission is not just to win the World Championships. It's to build a dynasty and a legacy here with USA Wrestling Greco-Roman program.
Mm-hmm. Last question. Daytona Beach, just your impressions coming off that event. I mean, I know there were some good things that happened. I mean, there were some high-scoring matches. There were some pins. Your thoughts on that competition?
It was good. My thoughts on that competition are the same thing I said at the beginning of this interview. Where's our depth? Where's our depth? I mean, not one of our matches went three periods. Every match
went to a third match.
Every match finished in third. So our number 2s aren't even challenging quite enough. And we got some good number 2s. We got some good number 3s. But they need to step it up, and we need more blood. We need young blood in here challenging our top guys, trying to, guys come out and say you want their spot. I mean, step up. Where are you guys at? I mean, be here, challenging these guys, be at the tournaments, trying to take these guys to spots, and that's going to force our number 1 guys to really step up and be the best they can be.